Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. My name is Elizaveta S, and I am in my kitchen right now. As you can see, we have a stove, we have a sink, we have all the kitchen attributes. And why is that, you might ask me? Simple. Because today we are going to be talking about the carnivore diet. Every time I say carnivore, I honestly just feel like the biggest predator in the world, who I am. So we will discuss why I started the carnivore diet, what carnivore diet is, what are the benefits of it, what are the ups and downs, what are the highs and lows of my endurance, and what are my final results from this diet. Let's go. Let's start from the very beginning. And the very first time I heard about the carnivore diet was from a psychologist that I absolutely love called Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson is a Canadian psychologist who studied and who taught in Harvard. He is one of the world famous psychologists who unfortunately also has a lot of genetic disease, including clinical depression. He also has arthritis, from what I remember. He has gum disease, etc., etc. And that was the first time I ever heard about the diet called the carnivore diet, was when he came to Joe Rogan. And him and his daughter, Michaela, who looks fantastic right now. You can see her picture right here. She is a gorgeous freaking woman. She used to be married to a Russian guy, which makes me, I don't know how, but it makes me feel closer to them. Be like, hey, I'm Russian, you were married to a Russian, we're family. So that was the first time I heard about it. And the diet itself is very contradictory, right? And if you know me, my second name is contradiction. The diet consists of only meat, salt, and water. And that is what Jordan Peterson is eating. And he's been on this diet, if I'm not to lie, for a few years now. Same as his daughter. His daughter first introduced him to that, and he said, well, you know, the protein-based diet is a more common, or like more keto diet, where you eat greens, vegetables, fruits. You know, you try to stay away from carbs, you try to stay away from breads and sugar and like all this processed stuff, but you still have a healthy nutrition, balanced nutrition. But no, this diet does not have that. This diet only has red meat, salt, and water, occasionally some wine. And there are different levels of the carnivore, which I can insert right here. As you can see, it has 4 different levels of the carnivore diet, from the easiest to the strictest. And the easiest is basically just an animal protein diet, high on protein, low on carbs. And then as you progress, from what I know, Jordan Peterson and his daughter are both doing the number 4, the hardest, the strictest diet ever. And based on what he's saying, his depression has healed, her arthritis, which she was suffering for many years since her childhood, and had to endure multiple plastic surgeries, multiple surgeries to heal herself from this diseases. And once she got on this diet, it magically healed. And one of the stories I remember from him is that his gum disease have healed as well, which we're gonna talk about my experience with it. However, I heard about this diet and I was like, okay, for somebody who hasn't eaten meat for over, really apologize. I highly apologize, because I was not paying attention to my lavalier. Anyway, first I heard about it and I kind of forgot, because for somebody who hasn't eaten meat, I have not been eating meat since I moved to California, which is about 9 years. I've been in America for about 10 years. 9 years I've been living in California, and I have not eaten meat. And to say I have not eaten meat, I haven't eaten poultry, red meat, white meat, any type of meat. I was eating seafood and fish, but primarily I was not plant-based, but I was vegan for some time. I was a pescatarian, right? Pescatarian. Then, surprisingly, my ex-husband got on this diet, and he has been trying here and there different things to get in shape, and he loved it. He was telling me that he was seeing so many transformations in his body that it was insane. And I'm like, well, you're insane because you're only eating meat. I would not be able to do it. I love my sugar. I love my berries. I love my sweets. I love my treats. I love my carbs. But as an experiment, I decided I might give it a go. So 2 weeks ago, as you're seeing this video on Sunday, 2 weeks ago, I got on carnivore diet, and I got on the carnivore diet with my fiance. I was like, let's try this thing. I want to try it. I want to see how we feel, and I want to see what the body transformation happens, okay? Because it is so important for our mental. It was more of an experiment for me. It was more of am I going to be able to endure it? It's a dramatic change for my taste palette, for my body, for my organism, because not only did I give up all sugar, which is the only addiction. Genetically, I can only be addicted to, like physically addicted to sugar. Even though I had psychological and mental addictions for drugs and alcohol for many, many years, back in the days, I have a genetic predisposition for sugar addiction. And I love the sugar. Comment down below if you're also obsessed with treats and sweets. So it was a big mental change for me to see if I will be able to endure this carnivore diet. Not only because it is a complete opposite of what I have been doing, of somebody who has not eaten meat for so long, but also I set an intention for that. It was a form of ascesis. If you don't know what ascesis is and how to manifest using certain foods and using certain diets, if you need an extra motivation to stay in tune, if you cannot stay on a diet or like on a juice cleanse, whatever it is, go and watch this video right here. I explain thoroughly how to manifest doing juice cleanses. I do it quite often, especially when I set an intention for something that I know is going to challenge me. Like this diet challenged me a lot. It's not 5 days as I usually do. It's not 7 days. It's 2 weeks of meat, no sugar. Now, one thing to address here that I'm already seeing in your comments, being like, you are a spiritual being, and talking a lot about the world ascending right now, the universe, the planet, the earth ascending and going into the next frequency, the age of Aquarius. In all teachings, in all beliefs, it is called as the biggest transformation right now for us to go into the 5D dimension from a 4D dimension. Why did I come back to meat, even though it's more commonly believed that from becoming vegan or from eating less and not eating animal food or so, you become more evolved spiritually? So let me address this question. From what I am seeing in the field that is happening is that we are stepping away from all types of rules. The things that were working for a long time, it's not going to work anymore. So if you have seen the big Dalai Lama scandal, where he literally asked a kid to suck his tongue on a public television. I can insert this clip right here. Let's all watch this ridiculousness. We're being shown that right now these old laws are not working anymore. The things that you used to turn to get higher state of evolution, like veganism, like giving up meat, like religion, like creating gods or creating higher species that you can look up to and be like, okay, this is gonna get me higher, this is gonna make me more evolved, this is gonna get me to the next level of evolution, is not gonna work anymore. And if it did work at a certain time, and I completely naturally gave up meat 9 years ago, it was just a natural state of my evolution. I did not want it whatsoever. Just like that happened now. Last year, at the end of last year, I started wanting meat as well. And not like that I'm craving meat and that's all I want to eat. No, that barrier as to don't eat meat, I don't eat meat, that belief has just vanished. If I want something, if I crave something, I can have it. Am I gonna make it an obsession? No. And the more I see people that used to get to the next state of evolution, mental, spiritual, however you want to call, by having this ascesis, giving up alcohol, giving up meats, giving up, I don't know, sex or any forms of concepts. These concepts don't work no longer, right? These concepts don't make you a higher or a more evolved person. Where we are coming to as a nation, as species, is that we're learning to become gods of our own self, gods for our own life, right? And listening to yourself and listening to your body without these hard concepts. I am vegan, I don't drink alcohol, I don't eat meat. It's not gonna work anymore. You have to learn to listen to your body, to listen to your higher self and to yourself, and see what is working, what is not working for you at each minute in every day. That is it. That was my short evolutionary spiel. So how was it for me? Let's get there. The way I was doing diet, and I actually have a few TikToks over here or Reels. If you want to subscribe to my Instagram, go ahead and subscribe to my TikTok, where I post more of this content from my daily life of what I am eating in a day on a carnivore diet. You can go and check it. I did not limit myself to only red meat, even though red meat is more or less highly recommended on this type of diet because it produces a lot of natural things in your body. From what I understand, how this diet works is because of the deprivation of other sources of nutrition, your body starts to naturally produce more and more of those nutritions, like collagen, like protein, like all the vitamins that it holds within itself, that it was so used to taking from the outside world, it forgot to create internally. And there is a big, apparently, community of carnivore people. I got a lot of messages on my TikTok, in my DMs, of people saying that this diet have healed them thoroughly, have healed their disease, have healed them their depression, etc., etc. That's another thing, another point that I want to make here is that it can heal depression, and I have seen it on people in my circles, like my partner, Angelo, my baby. Hello. He got on this diet, and as a man, it's easier for him. It really works. It really freaking works, and I'm so happy and I'm so proud to see it. And I'm talking to him, I'm like, how are you? He said, I want to keep it. I want to do it at least 3-4 days a week to keep going because he's seeing amazing magical results and making a little equation out of it. From what I see, it works even better for men. Some of my girlfriends tried it. One of my girlfriends could not do it for 3 days, and she does not have really bad eating habits. She could not do it for 3 days. She said, I was depressed. I wasn't hungry because you're not hungry on this diet. So coming back to what I'm eating, if you don't want to see my TikTok or my Instagram, please do. Hello, do it. I was eating raw fish. I was eating salmon. I was eating fish, eggs, bacon, red meat, occasionally, lamb. Lamb chops was my favorite, and chicken. That basically was my diet throughout this time. I did not eat any vegetables. I did not eat any carb, any fruits. Fruits? Is it plural or no? I forgot. Nothing. Any juices, any sodas, any sugar, obviously no desserts. And I have a little chocolate waiting for me for Monday. I'm gonna wake up on Monday and I'm gonna love the fuck out of this chocolate. I'm gonna smother it all over my mouth. I'm gonna love it so much. That's all I was eating. One of my favorite things is this thing. These are snacks that my dietologist, nutritionist has recommended by a guy named Carnivore Aurelius, I think, one of the biggest Instagram accounts about carnivore, and he talks a lot about it. He's like obsessed, the carnivore king, saying that let's go, let's do it. The world is fucked up, society is fucked up. We have to eat meat and build houses and make cows, and you've been lied to by society, by these mainstream companies, la 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 blah blah blah. So if you're interested, go and check him out. But he sells these organic liver snacks, and I love them. I'm gonna keep it because I have 10 packs of them at home and very low in calories, and it can be an amazing snack for energy during the day. I keep one in the car now. So that is what I was eating, and to be honest with you, I did not feel hungry ever. Like, I always felt full, even though my belly was never out. Like, you know how usually when you eat something and after lunch or after dinner, especially after carbs or something, you have this little bit of inflammation where your belly goes. I can show you right now because I'm here, but I can insert the picture, the video right here. This is me after eating chicken. This is me after being on the carnivore diet. And yes, my body has transformed magically. We have a dog barking at us. Another carnivore. I was always very athletic, but this diet has toned me so much. Like, I got the abs, I have the structure, my body feels super tight, you know? It like feels very muscular and very tight, which I never had on any juice cleanses. Because on a juice cleanse, you start feeling skinny, you start feeling smaller, but you don't feel tight when all your muscles are just defined. And that's how I'm feeling right now. Like, my stomach, my abs, I've never seen it like that. Even though I haven't worked out like 2 times this week, which is a lot for me because I usually work out every day. But the definition is incredible. The way my core feels strong and defined, I've never had it on anything else. The other big thing about this diet from the psychological point of view is that my teeth started hurting. And here I'm gonna put on the head of a clinical psychologist, of an amazing, magnificent, beautiful, hot psychologist. But the way we eat our food is directly affecting our mental state. As a Gestalt therapist, one of the founders of Gestalt therapy, Fritz Perls, he based the whole mental development and he compared it to eating, right? To food, to the way we intake food is how our brain works, how our mind is operated. When we develop from oral fixation, where we're just, sucking on mom's tit, we're in full confluence with our mother. We don't know who we are. The next one after that is the dental phase, right? When we start biting things, when we start grabbing things, and this is one of the most important phases of mental development, because you learn how to depict the parts of external world and make them yours, without swallowing it and being like, oh, whatever you feed me, I'm gonna become that. No, this is when we learn to actually use our mind and our brain and create boundaries between ourselves and the external world. So we bite on something, we chew it, and we only swallow it once it becomes accessible to swallow and accessible to become a part of us, if it makes sense. So on the carnivore diet, what I noticed is at the end of the first week, my teeth started hurting. I even went to a doctor because I was like, what the hell is going on? Why my teeth are hurting? And he said, it's probably because you chew a lot. Like, everything's fine with your teeth. Your teeth are magical. It's probably because you chew a lot and we're not used to it. And I never saw it this way. I never saw that by becoming vegan, or if you are vegan or you're not used to eating meat, it's a great mental practice if you know that you need to step from oral fixation to dental phase, right? If you see a therapist, that's great. If you know what I'm talking about, that's amazing. If you want me to do a separate video explaining what I just said, let me know down in the comments below. But for my people who know they have oral fixation, this is amazing, amazing hack. Get on the carnivore diet at least for a week, and you will see how by learning how to chew on things, your mind is gonna start shifting as well. Well, that is what I remember that I wanted to say. That my final thoughts about this carnivore diet, which it's Saturday yet. You're gonna see it on Sunday. So I'm gonna go get some egg, maybe some tuna, I don't know, some chicken. I have chicken. I'm sick of chicken, to be honest. Maybe some red meat. But my final thoughts are, number one, it's an amazing mental exercise, amazing mindset shift. Try it. Use it. Set new intentions for yourself. Create new challenges for yourself, because by passing them, by accomplishing them, you are putting a coin or $100 bill, doesn't matter, into your self-confidence jar. Number two, I am freaking proud of myself. I honestly am so proud of myself. This is the first time ever. I'm not even in Dubai doing a detox clinic. No, I did it in LA. I freaking did it in LA, where there are so many ways to cheat. There's so many ways to cheat. The only thing I cheated with was a little bit of coffee once in a while, but with no sugar. So it's just coffee with a little bit of vegan milk. That is it, and that is fine. Number three, do I see results? Yes, I freaking see results. I see my body changed. I see my body defined. And what I'm gonna take from this diet is 3 times a week, I'm gonna set an intention for myself to only have dessert 3 times a week, because I do suffer from this addiction. I give myself an understanding of that, and I saw how it works with alcohol, for example. When it gets limited on a specific amount of days, at some point your brain just like, okay, I know we're not doing it every day. And I used to eat sugar like every day, a little dessert, a little sneaky roux, a little sneaky pea, a little chocolate something. So I am going to continue doing no sugar for most of the week, except for like 3 days of dessert, where I can allow myself a nice little dessert. And whenever I need, that's another thing I'm taking with me, is if I need to get in the shape fast for like a photo shoot or something where I need to be naked, where I need to look good, I'm gonna get on a carnivore diet for a week, because you can see results even after a week, I promise you. Well, that is it, my beautiful people. That sounded so weird. I don't know what accent did I just make, but I will see you in the next video. And I can't believe it! one of the intentions that I set with the carnivore diet, you will see it soon on this channel. So go ahead, subscribe. Don't forget to click the like button. Let me know down in the comments below if you want to try this diet, if you're like, wow, I want to do it, or you're already doing it, or why you even clicked on this video. If you're not subscribed to me and you saw me saying carnivore diet, my before and after, let me know what your thoughts. Are you gonna try it? Are you gonna challenge yourself? Are you gonna do it? Yeah, and subscribe to my Instagram and TikTok. Anyway, my name is Elizaveta Sullivan. I will see you soon. I love you very much. Bye. Mwah, my carnivore people. Meow.